They're controversial public figures, but that's not a crime. And at this point, we have not been provided any proof that they've committed any crimes.
There seems to be no end to the Andrew Tate story. He has been in prison in Romania for almost 2 months now. And from what we are hearing, accusations just keep on piling. So let's watch this video and hear what his lawyer had to say.
Andrew Tate has been repeatedly bellowing his innocence as he's been led in and out of these court hearings and so on. Do you believe them? Do you believe that he and his brother are innocent?
At this point, Piers, they've had this investigation going since April. We're now February, and there are not even charges filed against them. So this is a huge injustice the way we see it. They should not be detained at this point. We think it's now crossed over to the point where it's violating international human rights law, because the deprivation of your liberty pre-trial is the most severe form of punishment a state can impose. And that's what they've done in this case. And they've had a very lengthy investigation with the government's resources. They've been analyzing and looking at all of their devices since April, when they seized everything. And here we are, February, and charges aren't filed. So I think there's absolutely no evidence that's been presented. And that's our position.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but she did not answer the question, right? That was a direct question. Do you believe he's innocent? And then she took like 1 minute just explaining stuff to Piers without really answering the direct question. I don't know if that is common with criminal lawyers when they have a very, very high profile case like this one, where someone will be asked a direct question. Do you believe your client? And then the person will just run around and then didn't answer the question. But if I can remember correctly, there was this movie I watched. Was it Suits? Yeah, about law. And a lawyer was asked by his client, let me phrase it, do you believe I'm innocent? And the lawyer's response was, my job is not to believe whether you're innocent or not, but to get you out of prison. Believing if the client was innocent or not is not of any importance. The most important thing is to get the client out of prison. That was the most important thing. So I guess that's the same reason why Andrew Tate's lawyer did not answer Piers' question. She went round and round and round and then came back and said that's her position without really saying yes or no to the question. So let's continue.
How are your clients at the moment? How is Andrew Tate dealing with incarceration? I mean, I interviewed him just before Christmas. We had a long, wide-ranging interview.
Yes.
And once again, I was struck by the phenomenal following that he has online, particularly with young men. You know, he has an enormous following there. You and I know this has been whipped up now by that community into a huge framing of a narrative that this is complete injustice. There are others who think this has been a long time coming, that he's a bad human being and that he's going to face very serious charges, and that will be the last we see of him. But how is he faring right now, given that at the moment he's in this limbo land of no charging but being held in incarceration?
The brothers are both very strong, they're resilient, and they're holding up, but obviously the conditions are not good. They're in a Romanian jail cell, and they've been detained for a very lengthy period at this point. They have limited access to their attorneys. It's not a good condition for them.
You've obviously represented a lot of people.
And as far as...
Sorry, please finish.
I was going to say, to your second point, they're controversial public figures, but that's not a crime. And at this point, we have not been provided any proof that they've committed any crimes, nor have they even been charged. So I would ask that people presume them innocent as they are.
I had to say this, right? Like I've always said before, that no matter who you are, right, no matter how strong you are, being in prison is never a good thing. Being in a situation where your freedom and liberty is being curtailed is not a good thing. Being in a situation where you cannot decide anything for yourself is really, really troubling. And being in a situation where your faith will be decided by others will break even the strongest of men. This is a really, really difficult moment from Andrew Tate. And as someone whom I have watched his videos and talking points a few times, I really feel bad for him. And also, he has always been saying he is innocent, that he is being scapegoated. Which to a certain point you might believe if you must have heard what he was saying. The things he was saying might have made some powerful people very, very angry. And they might have wanted to get back at him just to set an example for others to see that no matter who you are, no matter what you are saying, be very, very, very careful, because we can always get at you whenever we want. When I talk about things like this, I always like to make an example of Julian Assange, the founder of WikiLeaks, and how he is languishing at a maximum security prison in England. For what? He published classified but truthful information about what the US, or about what America was doing or did in Iraq and Afghanistan. That was his crime. All what he published was the truth. But that hasn't stopped the Americans from punishing him. And so might be the same thing with Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate might just be a victim of what he was saying. And the establishment might have realized that maybe it's high time we put an end to this thing that he is saying, or else it might get out of control. You never can tell. And all those ladies who are accusing him, where we don't know how truthful their accusations are, but we are hoping that the Romanian authority will do a thorough investigation and comes out with the truth. So to you guys out there, what do you think about this whole Andrew Tate story? Do you think that it's gonna end well for him? Or they're just gonna punish him as they are doing to Julian Assange? Let us know in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. And please do not forget to like this video, share this video, follow our Facebook page, and most importantly, subscribe to this YouTube channel, because little bit of goodwill, like the one you are doing just now, help us a lot. And we shall forever be grateful to you. So thank you very much for doing just that. And like always, see you in the next one.